Hello, my dream bees, and welcome back to my channel. I want to do a fun little video today all about digestive pains, tummy aches, gas, and bloating. This is going to be an easy recipe. This is my magical Ayurveda elixir that just works wonders on your belly. I'm going to give us some tips and tricks on how to ease that pain and inflammation throughout your day. So let's get started. The ingredients that you will need will be a nice piece of ginger, fresh ginger. So I cut a piece just about this size. Make sure it is nicely washed if you can get organic or something that you know has been well grown, well treated. Get a nice chunk. Then we're gonna use some lime. If you don't have lime, a lemon works perfectly. This one I've already cut from this morning. If you can find even those little limes that have all the seeds in them, that'll be even more beneficial, like those key limes. If not, if your supermarket just has regular limes or a farmer's market. Next, we're gonna be using some fennel seeds. So this you can get either from a tea shop that sells leaves individually, if you just find it in a can. And then our option here, if we're not using fennel, we can use fresh mint leaves or basil. Starting with our ginger, let's peel the skin off, removing the skin and then chopping it into big slices. About this size. Something that's going to be easy to infuse in your water later. Now, let's talk about some of the properties of ginger, why it makes it really beneficial for your digestion. In Ayurveda, we use fresh and dry ginger for this spicy quality that it has. This spiciness is something that warms up the fire in our bellies. Our digestive fire. It has to be warm enough that it can break down foods, absorb the nutrients, and then we can have a nice rhythm going on the inside. Sometimes our fire can be slightly too hot, like a pitta dosha has a naturally hot fire, but the spiciness of ginger is not spicy like a hot sauce or a hot pepper. It still has a cooling effect, and it has this interesting aftertaste that creates a calming effect in the belly. A way that we can use ginger is by chewing fresh ginger. This is amazing for people that have that slow building fire where it's not strong enough just yet. They can take a piece of fresh ginger and just chew it a bit in their mouth, maybe 30 to 10 minutes before your meal. Just kind of preparing the belly, heating it up. You can feel it when your body is slightly too cold, and on the inside, it feels the same way. But today we're going to be using it in our elixir. So we're going to be taking these big pieces and we're going to be using it like a tea. So ginger in our tea is going to be amazing for inflammation. We want to make sure that if there's any aches and pains in the stomach or in the lining, that it has this calming sensation. So we're going to remove inflammation. This is also going to help for any nausea or heartburn that is coming up. Anytime you feel those hard points in the belly, normally it's just inflammation. It's the organs that are starting to expand a little because they are hurting. So this is really a magical thing, and this elixir can be drinking either throughout the day or early in the morning. Let's go on to the lime. Take your piece of lime and just cut one nice big chunk, keeping the skin on, and we're going to infuse it in our drink. The niceness about lemon is even though it is acidic in taste, we kind of feel that little tartness. In the belly, it does something different. It still has a neutral property to it. It is still considered something alkaline that neutralizes the stomach acidity. And that's what we're always playing with. When the stomach is too acidic, we need to bring it back down. We need to find a sense of balance. And Ayurveda is all about balance. Anytime something is too hot, we want to bring it down, make it a little cooler. If something is too cold, we want to heat it back up. So our belly aches and pains, we want to make sure that that acidity is not too strong. And our last ingredient is going to be our fennel seeds. Fennel seeds are very similar to ginger, whereas they can be used fresh or also dried. So in cooking, we dry them, we ground them, and then we cook them in our ghee or our butter. And when we're using our teas and our drinks, we're gonna have these dried fennel seeds also as a calming mechanism for the inside. Fennel is amazing for any indigestion, any acidity, heartburn that is coming up. Fennel has a very cooling taste in the mouth. This is a very powerful herb. I really suggest fennel seeds for people that have a strong fire, like a pitta dosha, where after certain meals, maybe we've overeaten, maybe we've eaten spicy foods or heavy foods, things that really add more fire to the belly. You take a couple of fennel seeds after your meal and you just chew on them. And you just allow that taste to sink into the body. Ayurveda also has this beautiful mind-body connection where that taste also affects the mind. And if we have a calmer mind, a calmer taste, that is going to all sink down into the gut. And we're going to have a calming sensation in the gut. For other options, we can also use fresh mint leaves or fresh basil. And this can be very personal. I want your elixir to really work for you. So try, if you notice that the fennel, either the taste is not feeling comforting and you prefer mint, it is also going to be very cooling. Basil can be amazing. Try one of the three. Try one elixir for each and really see the effects afterwards. So I'm going to get started and start putting everything in a nice little teapot. So that way I have a teapot either throughout the day or just for my morning. So I'm going to start with the big chunks of ginger. It's amazing for the winter season where our tummies are kind of going in and out of balance. There's a lot of transitioning happening. It's cold, it's humid. We're going to add our lime. And then the fennel seeds, you can add either half a tablespoon or 1 full tablespoon. And the same goes for the mint or basil leaves. Just add 3 to 4 leaves in there. But once you've added your hot water, we are gonna let this infusion just sink in for about 5 to 10 minutes. The longer you leave it, the more spicy that ginger is gonna get and the more potent that fennel seed. We're gonna use this as a mindful moment. If it's right in the morning after you've had a nice glass of water, you can go ahead and make yourself a nice little cup of your elixir. And it can be a great moment to reconnect with the body, to really listen as it's going through. How does your belly feel? It can also be a preventative mechanism. As opposed to taking ginger shots every day, try to have it a bit more gentler, like a little tea every morning. I've let this infuse. Now I'm gonna go in. The best way to enjoy your teas is in smaller quantities. Anything that we are bringing into our bodies should always be done in smaller doses. Liquids can be very impactful, and if we're overdosing our bodies with just large amounts of liquid, it can really destabilize this fire. We don't want to take the fire out with too much water. Really focus on that taste on the tongue. This is always a process. It starts in the mind, on the tongue, into the belly. If this is something you want to sip throughout your day, maybe you're at work and you have a thermos, you can sip on this a little bit throughout the day and just see if it makes your body feel a lot calmer and brings things back into balance. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this helps. I hope you find a way to personalize your elixir so that way it really works for you. Let me know if you have been feeling any other symptoms and you want some recipes to help with that. I love making these videos. I know that they've helped me a lot throughout my journey, so thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.